You are looking at Steve Young. He has been the catalyst with the Los Angeles Express, and we mentioned that L.A. has been red hot, winning 2 of its last 3 ball games. L.A. should have won last week against Philadelphia. So many people thought he was on easy street after signing that contract. We wanted to sit down and talk with him and find the real Steve Young.
What has the biggest adjustment been from college to pro football?
It's a lot more serious than professional football in the sense that you get paid for it, and people know that and respond in a different way. Interception, you know, quarterbacks aren't supposed to throw those. This is your profession. You know, you're supposed to be better than that. And people take it, you know, the media and everyone just kind of, they're not afraid to let you know that, you know, you've messed up.
Steve, I know and I can imagine that you've been besieged by people that wanted interviews, hangers-on. How tough has that been on you, and how have you handled it?
You just got to try to keep perspective on it all and know that it's not going to be forever. It's going to be a very short time, that you're very quickly yesterday's news, and you just kind of have, my dad had the best perspective of anyone, just kind of rode the tide and had fun with it and enjoyed the attention. And I think my mom really loved it because she never knew who was going to be answering the phone or who was going to be on the phone. And I think it was a very interesting time. I kind of shied away from it maybe a little bit too much, but I don't think it was that tough when you look back at it. It was just one of those things that you handle in life, and it was kind of exciting, really.
How has the financial security changed your life?
The immediate impact was my extended family. We had some problems, financial problems with my grandparents and some aunts and uncles and so forth, and it was fun to take care of that and be able to do that. You know, and I'm still so young. I mean, to go out to my grandpa and I grew up with him for 20 years, and he was sort of my other dad, and to do something nice for them was, I think, really exciting. And those are the things I'm doing right now. As far as personally, I don't really need that much. I think down the road I'll notice it a lot more.
People sitting at home right now say, here's Steve Young, he's on top of the world, he's always had it easy. But it wasn't always like that, was it? Tell us what it was like when you started at BYU.
Well, that's what's different about this situation, is it's totally opposite. There's still the pressure and the challenge to meet, but I was really the underdog. I had to beg them to let me stay at offense. They let me play quarterback. It took me a year to convince them that just give me a chance. And when I first got on campus, I had never really been a drop-back quarterback at all. I don't think I've dropped back my whole life. If I ever threw, which I didn't much because I was kind of embarrassed to do it in public, we'd roll out. And so I got there, and right away we started dropping back, and I didn't have any cleats, but I went out there the first day, and in my high-top Converse, which was the big thing in the East Coast when I was in high school, dropped back and slipped around my butt the first time, and everyone's kind of, you know, wait a second, this guy can't even drop back.
You're still very new to pro football, and yet as you look down the road into your future, what are your long-range goals?
I think ultimately to bring this team to a point where it's reached its potential as far as talent-wise. People stop talking about the potential that we have and bring it to a point where we've reached it. I don't know how you'll ever measure that, but I think that is a sort of a long-range goal that hopefully can be a short-range goal. But I think in the end, as I play over hopefully a period of years, to walk away and people knew that you left the place better for being there.
Good times, bad times, you've been hounded, you've gone through adversity. Are you having fun, though?
There's one thing about it. The game does not change, and it is so much fun.